This year, we've seen Serena Williams and Roger Federer, two tennis legends, retire from the game. And just when we thought we couldn't bear to lose another, the Australian player Nick Kyrgios dropped the R word on us. Is he leaving the sport that early? Well, in this video, you'll find out. Let's see what's going on with Nick Kyrgios' career, as he hints that early retirement may be on the horizon. Starting off with Nick Kyrgios' comments about taking an early retirement. There's no doubt that the 27-year-old has reached the peak of his career this year. After years of attempts, he finally reached the Wimbledon final this year, but lost to Novak Djokovic. He also became the #1 Australian player after his wonderful performance in the Australian Open. So just when his career is taking off, why is Nick thinking about retirement? Well, last Saturday, while hosting a Q&A session on his Instagram, he talked about retirement plans a bit. When a fan asked him about his career plans when he turned 30, Kyrgios shocked everyone with his response. He answered by claiming that he probably won't even be playing by the time he's 30. His retirement plans include just chilling out at his home in the Bahamas and doing nothing. From this response, it seems the Australian tennis player has a pretty laid-back attitude. He's not out there to become the top-ranked tennis player. He just wants to have a good time, it seems. This isn't the only time the 27-year-old has hinted at his retirement. He gave a similar laid-back response during the U.S. Open. When he defeated Daniel Medvedev in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open, he was asked about his strategy for the next 3 games. Kyrgios stated that he was going to push himself for 3 more matches, and then his next statement left everyone confused. He stated that after 3 matches, we never have to play tennis again. Sounds like Kyrgios was predicting the end of the world there. Following up with John McEnroe's reaction to Kyrgios' shocking statement. After making these surprising comments, Nick Kyrgios not only worried his fans, but also his superiors. After hearing about his comments at the U.S. Open quarterfinal, John McEnroe, the 7-time Grand Slam winner, recently spoke about his fears around Nick's career. Kyrgios referred to Ashley Barty, another Australian tennis player who retired this year at the young age of 25. McEnroe believed Kyrgios might also go down the same road Barty did. She retired after fulfilling her Grand Slam dream, but she won 3 Grand Slams, 2 singles titles, and 1 doubles title, while Kyrgios hasn't won a single Grand Slam yet. But that's what McEnroe thinks he'll do. After winning a major title, he'll retire from professional tennis entirely. The tennis legend holds high hopes for Nick, as he claimed the world is just witnessing now what he's capable of. Talking about his recent devotion towards the sport, McEnroe explained Kyrgios has been working quite hard by training, keeping in shape, and even called him phenomenal. Well, with such high expectations pinned on him, maybe Kyrgios might change his mind. But with the tough year the Australian player has had, there are other reasons for his retirement. His mother recently revealed in an interview that the tennis star has been dealing with a lot of mental health problems. Kyrgios has also expressed frequently how he doesn't enjoy being away from home and how his family always comes first. Moving on to Nick Kyrgios' withdrawal from the Japan Open. The cracks in the Kyrgios armor are getting quite noticeable now. While playing against American Fritz in the quarterfinals of the Japan Open, Kyrgios suddenly pulled out of the match. A knee injury prevented him from playing further, and this left Fritz to advance to the semifinals. But for Kyrgios, this was a sensible decision. He really couldn't push himself further. In the post-match press conference, the 27-year-old revealed that he wanted to play smart and avoid a bigger injury, as he expected more from himself. So he had to decide to leave the match. This came as quite a shock to the fans and organizers of the tournament, as he was the top-seeded player in it. His matches were highly expected, and he was expected to pull in a lot of spectators. The organizers suffered another blow when Casper Ruud was eliminated from the tournament. So with Kyrgios leaving, it definitely would have been a hard decision. But Kyrgios was thinking long-term when he made this decision. In the press conference, he explained that he still planned to play a couple of tournaments before this season ends, and for that, he needed his body to be fully prepared. He's expected at 2 more events before the end of the ATP season, 1 in Basel and 1 in Paris. So let's see how the Australian performs in those 2, and whether he's truly gone past his prime. Following up with the number 20 tennis player's latest hearing on the assault charge. Yes, that's not the end of the tennis star's troubles. It looks like Nick has other things to worry about. Apart from his lack of motivation, Kyrgios' temper on the court has always been a point of discussion, and now his off-court antics are also coming back to haunt him. In December 2021, the Australian player was pulled into a controversy involving his ex-girlfriend, who accused him of assault. He faces up to 2 years in prison if found guilty. And now there's been a recent development in the case, as there was a hearing in Canberra. The player himself couldn't attend the hearing because he was in Tokyo at the time, competing in the Japan Open. He was represented by his lawyer, Michael Smith, who stated that they're planning on having the charges removed on mental health grounds. His lawyer presented Kyrgios' medical history since 2015 to prove that his client had severe mental health issues, which would have been related to the alleged assault. Nick has also been quite public about his struggles with his mental health on his Instagram, so that would be reviewed by the court as well, and it could get him out of the charge. Under Section 334 of the Australian Capital Territory Crimes Act, the courts can dismiss his case if he was found mentally unstable. Another hearing will take place on the 3rd of February to discuss all of this. It really depends on Kyrgios whether he wants to speed up the process. Let's see what he and the court decide. Moving on to what the Australian player thinks about this entire case. While the court hearing was going on in Canberra, Nick was scheduled to play in Tokyo. How did he keep his calm during such a crucial time? Well, he explained to the press that he wasn't really bothered by all of that. Seems quite on brand with his usual laid-back attitude. Kyrgios told the press that while he was involved with court, there was a limit to how much he could be involved. He claimed that there were some things beyond his control, and this was one of them. The Australian player also addressed his nerves while playing at the Japan Open and claimed he was all right. He claimed that the only thing he could control was the tennis he was going to play in the tournament, and that's where he was fully focused. His crushing defeat at the US Open against Russia's Kokkinakis must have added some fuel to his fire. Kyrgios has revealed that he's been working extra hard this year and believes he could win any match if he just set his mind to it. Well, let's see if that mindset will win him his first Grand Slam after all. Wrapping up with the last bit of controversy around this polarizing player's life. Apart from the court hearing, this week the player also fought back in another controversy following him. While he gave the best performance of his career in Wimbledon this year, he also got into a bit of a tussle with his rival Stefanos Tsitsipas. During their match in the 4th round of the tournament, the Greek player claimed Kyrgios acted like a bully and diverted him from playing the best he could. Nick denied that accusation and instead accused Tsitsipas of doing the same. He also claimed that the player wasn't well liked in the locker room because of his behavior. Well, recently, Tsitsipas' mother also added to the controversy and accused Kyrgios of playing dirty tennis that day, which resulted in his loss. Well, Kyrgios didn't let that one slide and had to say something back. On his Instagram stories, he mocked his rival's mother by posting a clip of him from that match and captioning it, "Dirty Tennis." Obviously, this wasn't received well by his Greek rival and his critics. The two have been involved in a fierce rivalry since 2018 and have nothing nice to say about each other. Yet, let's hope they make up soon. That's a wrap for this video. What do you make of Nick Kyrgios' retirement plan? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.